these are the 3 best street markets in Singapore. First best street market on the list is Bugis Street. This one is right next to the Bugis MRT. There are hundreds of street vendors here spread across 3 different floors. Everything cheap, souvenir, and touristy you could want, you will find here under a roof. So they're actually like, they're streets, they're little alleys, but because it rains so much, they have covered it all, which is actually quite nice. It keeps the heat away too. If you want a Merlion, if you want a glow-in-the-dark Merlion, if you want a Merlion snow globe, if you want a Merlion magnet, if you want a Merlion keychain, if you want Merlion chocolate, you'll find everything Merlion here. This is like the capital of Merlion merchandise, I would say here. But there's a lot more than just that. There's fashion, there's purses, there's hats, there's food and beverage, there's drink, and if it gets too hot for you to be out in the street market, since it's not air-conditioned, there are 2 air-conditioned malls right next to it, Bugis Plus and Bugis Junction, and it turns out the same company owns all 3, so you'll see signs here in the street market to direct you into the shopping malls, where I think is where they really make their money, and so that's where they want you to go. If you're looking for something to eat and you don't find something in this street market, right across the way is the Albert Food Center, Hawker Center. Get yourself some tasty Hawker-style treats with some place to sit over there. Not air-conditioned. You'll find the air-conditioned food in Bugis Plus and Bugis Junction. Oh, and I want to point out, it's Singapore, so it's a pretty high-tech street market. It's got like big illuminated screens and even like gigantic fans in the ceiling to keep the airflow moving. And look, definitely get up to the other floors too. They've even got escalators to bring you up here. Are there going to be escalators on the way down? I'm not sure, but there are on the way up. Now, the 2nd and 3rd floor are mostly clothing vendors and don't really get going until noon or later. The market itself is 24 hours. Most of the shops on the 1st floor open a little earlier, around 10, and you can figure everybody is kind of closing up by 8 p.m. or 10 p.m., although you'll find a few that really go all through the night. The 3rd floor is also home to a bunch of nail salons. There are over 800 stalls in this street market, and so you could definitely while away the hours in here. And while I say it's mostly clothing stores on the 2nd and 3rd floor, you'll find restaurants and tattoo parlors sprinkled here and there as well. The ground floor of Bugis Street stays open 24 hours to just be a pedestrian link. The upstairs areas are open 9:30 to 10 p.m. Oh, and yes, good news, there's a down escalator too, though there are significantly more escalators that go up than go down. The 2nd best street market in Singapore is the Chinatown Street Market. Now, this is one of the most popular places to come in Singapore in general, and it's easy to see why. The bright lights here, particularly at nighttime, are just really neat. This market opens early, like 9:30 in the morning, and runs kind of late, 8 p.m., but the best time to come is like as day turns into night and the bright lights come on over the streets. Now, how do you get here? You take the MRT to Chinatown, and then you go out exit A for Pagoda Street. Pagoda Street will bring you onto this street right here. There's a covered exit out of the MRT. There's a whole bunch of kind of like old school Chinese shop houses that are here. Lots of street vendors down this way. Then it tees off into this street, which you can take down. There's a covered food street that goes down there. It was under construction right now, but there's usually a bunch of like outdoor hawker stalls on Chinatown Food Street, and then you can take it over to the Buddha Tooth Relic Museum. And sure, there's touristy crap here just like any street market, but you can find really unique things like this decorative tile, and actually it tells you about the history of the decorative tile here in Singapore that actually made its way from Spain, Egypt, Mesopotamia, and Persia. My 3-year-old daughter would definitely love these training chopsticks, perfect for a 3-year-old's fingers right there. Even the local 7-Eleven convenience store has a street vending set up here, though the glass is a little bit frosty because it's so humid. And while it's only these 3 streets that are part of the actual like street market, there's a lot of cool little alleys, lots of nooks and crannies to check out. Like, just take a look at this wall art right here. Like, this is pretty impressive. And as you explore the street market, they've got lots of signs to tell you about the history, like, enjoy this old swing. I think our 3-year-old daughter would really enjoy that. And the 3rd best street market in Singapore is the Little India Arcade. This is inside a set of restored 1913 shop houses. It opened in 1993, according to the sign, and it's like a 1-block area that there's all these little shops inside this complex. It's right across from the Tekka Center, which is Little India's like Indian-themed hawker center. But really, there's more than just this 1 block. the whole neighborhood of Little India is honestly a street market where the stores do business on the sidewalk and in the store. So go ahead and explore the surrounding areas. It feels a little bit like an area where, you know, Singapore sidewalk cleanliness enforcement, like they forgot it, but I don't think they did. I mean, I think this is part of the culture of this neighborhood. There's like a big cultural heritage center that's built nice and new and glassy, and in the footsteps of it is the street market, but that's the charm of this place. Well, fellow explorers, if your travels bring you to Singapore, you might enjoy some more of my videos on Singapore. You'll find links here under the screen or in the description below. If you want to dive deeper into any one of these street markets, I've got like further walking tours where I dive deep into each one. Well, as usual, I won't say goodbye because I'm going to see you in the next video.